is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
A reading from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 49, verses 1 to 6. Hear me, O islands. Listen, O distant peoples. The Lord called me from birth, from my mother's womb. He gave me my name. He made of me a sharp-edged sword, and concealed me in the shadow of his arm. He made me a polished arrow. In his quiver he hid me. You are my servant, he said to me, Israel, through whom I show my glory. Though I thought I had toiled in vain, and for nothing, uselessly, spent my strength, yet my reward is with the Lord, my recompense is with my God. For now the Lord has spoken, who formed me as his servant from the womb, that Jacob may be brought back to him, and Israel gathered to him. And I am made glorious in the sight of the Lord, and my God is now my strength. It is too little, he says, for you to be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and restore the survivors of Israel. I will make you a light to the nations, that my salvation may reach to the ends of the earth. The word of the Lord. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. John, chapter 13, verses 21 to 33 and verses 36 to 38. Reclining at table with his disciples, Jesus was deeply troubled and testified, Amen, amen, I say to you, one of you will betray me. The disciples looked at one another, at a loss as to whom he meant. One of his disciples, the one whom Jesus loved, was reclining at Jesus' side. So Simon Peter nodded to him to find out whom he meant. He leaned back against Jesus' chest and said to him, Master, who is it? Jesus answered, It is the one to whom I hand the morsel after I have dipped it. So he dipped the morsel and took it and handed it to Judas, son of Simon the Iscariot. After Judas took the morsel, Satan entered him. So Jesus said to him, What you are going to do, do quickly. Now, none of those reclining at table realized why he said this to him. Some thought that since Judas kept the money bag, Jesus had told him, Buy what we need for the feast, or to give something to the poor. So Judas took the morsel and left at once. And it was night. When he had left, Jesus said, Now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and he will glorify him at once. My children, I will be with you only a little while longer. You will look for me, and as I told the Jews, where I go you cannot come, so now I say it to you. Simon Peter said to him, Master, where are you going? Jesus answered him, Where I am going, you cannot follow me now, though you will follow later. Peter said to him, Master, why can I not follow you now? I will lay down my life for you. Jesus answered, Will you lay down your life for me? Amen, amen, I say to you, the cock will not crow before you deny me 3 times. The Gospel of the Lord.
My dear friends, in today's Gospel we find Jesus having supper with his disciples. Last time he had a meal with his disciples. And while they were having supper, Jesus says, one of you will betray me. He knew the mind of Jesus. He knew what he was planning. And what does Jesus do? He offers him a gesture of friendship and hospitality. The other disciples could not understand what was happening. And that is Judas. But we need to remember, Judas is not the most important person in today's gospel. Jesus is always the most important person. And Jesus was in control. It was not Judas who manipulated the situation, who did everything. Everything was pre-planned. But Jesus is in control. Jesus could have changed the situation, but he did not, because he knew the purpose for which he was sent into the world. Therefore, he asks Judas to do what he had already planned. And we find Peter as well. Peter, who became like the spokesman of the disciples. Peter wanted to be with Jesus, but Jesus says, no, you will not be able to do that. Even you are going to abandon me. You will also say that you do not know me. My dear friends, as disciples of Jesus, as Christians, we love to profess our faith. We love to say we are Christians. And sometimes we are courageous enough to say we are ready even to die for our faith. Although with such firm conviction we say such things, very often we fail in our faith and commitment. We stumble in our faith and commitment. Our desire is to be with the Lord. Our desire is to serve the Lord. But very often we betray Him. Today, let us think of the moments we have failed in our faith and commitment. Today is a good day for us to make a resolution that we will faithfully follow the Lord, that we will serve Him in everything. Whatever circumstances be, whatever the situations be, whatever the actions and reactions of other people be, we are going to be with the Lord and we will continue our journey with Him.